Skyrocketing energy costs are crushing families, and it's only getting worse.
Imagine doing everything right to save energy. Insulating windows, meticulously adjusting the thermostat, unplugging devices, only to see your electricity bill barely budge. That's the harsh reality for Suzann Hernandez and Camilo Aguirre, a couple in New Jersey, who despite their best efforts, watched their savings evaporate under a staggering 17% rate hike. Their story isn't unique. Across the nation, households are feeling the squeeze as utility companies push for higher rates, leaving families powerless and frustrated. But here's where it gets controversial. Are these rate hikes justified, or are consumers being unfairly burdened? Let's dive in. The numbers don't lie. A national crisis unfolds, according to a recent report by Powerlines, a nonprofit dedicated to lowering utility bills. Rate increase requests and approvals soared to over $34 billion in the first 3 quarters of 2025, nearly double the $16 billion seen in the same period in 2024. These hikes are expected to impact over 124 million customers this year, exacerbating financial strain for those already struggling to make ends meet. For instance, Karen Goodall, an AES Ohio customer, summed it up perfectly. It feels like there's nothing we can do about it. Even making our homes energy efficient costs money. And this is the part most people miss. While individual efforts to conserve energy are important, they're no match for systemic rate increases that outpace savings. Why are rates rising? A complex web of factors. The U.S. Energy Information Administration reports that residential electricity prices jumped 11% from January to August this year. But what's driving these increases? Utility companies cite rising operational costs, infrastructure upgrades, and investments in renewable energy as key factors. However, critics argue that these hikes disproportionately burden consumers, especially low-income families. Is it fair to ask households to shoulder the cost of industry-wide transitions? That's a question sparking heated debates across the country. Politicians jump on the bandwagon, but will it make a difference? With frustration boiling over, politicians are seizing the issue as a campaign talking point. In New Jersey, gubernatorial candidates Mikey Sherrill, Democrat, and Jack Ciattarelli, Republican, have both promised to tackle rising energy costs if elected. But will their solutions go beyond empty promises? Dan Cassino, a professor of government and politics at Fairleigh Dickinson University, predicts this issue will dominate midterm elections nationwide. This isn't going away, he warns. Power bills aren't dropping anytime soon. The bigger picture, a call for action. As families like Hernandez and Aguirre continue to struggle, the question remains, what can be done? Some advocate for greater regulatory oversight to curb excessive rate hikes, while others call for investments in affordable, renewable energy solutions. But one thing is clear, this crisis demands urgent attention. Are we doing enough to protect consumers, or are we letting them bear the brunt of a broken system? We want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's spark a conversation that could drive real change.